Oh, there. Yeah, you can
Okay,
record.
okay. Good. Yeah, because I wanted to see that after it. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I think it's pretty good as is. Maybe a little bit bigger at the very beginning, but I think, but yeah, there were a few audio dropouts, but you don't have any control over that. So just
Mhm.
keep, just yeah. I think you're on
Yeah.
the right path.
Yeah, when I watched my previous videos that we did on Zoom, and I find that if my like voice pitch is a little bit too high, then the recording cannot really just record that. That would
Okay.
be blank there. Yeah. So I
Hmm.
think. Mm,
Well, then if you need to lower your voice a little bit, then by all means do
yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
think yes.
This is a chance for you to shine, and you feel free to use every tool in your tool belt to make that happen.
Yeah, and I doubt there will be another like interview after the audition. So I, you know, I
Mhm.
I browsed pages from Pace, and I sort of like just hypothesize if there will be any questions of
Mhm.
the interview, and I watched like was Constance Lasky.
Stanislavski, yeah.
Yeah,
Stanislavski.
Konstantin Stanislavski.
Constance
Right.
Stanislavski. Yeah. Okay, that pronunciation is a little bit difficult for me. And then I've read the book before. Is An Actor Prepares. I do not know that before. I do not know anything about Slavsky's system. I have no idea. I just read it, and then I find that's his book. Okay, yeah, that's
Mhm.
that's happy coincidence. But I I have a very vague memory of that book.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can recall is that um, between the speech, like not like speech, is conversation between the students and teachers. Some part I felt that they're so dumb because
Mhm.
I don't think that I would ask questions like that, but I did actually. I did when I was in Strasbourg. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I doubt if they will ask any questions about Slosky because I think that's the only thing that I learned from him. And then I just go with Lee Strasberg and, read whatever thing that they send to me. Assignments, scripts, they're all about Lee Strasberg. So
Mhm.
yeah, I
Yeah.
doubt if there will be any questions about this person, but I really admire him. Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah. That's good.
He's the one who started it all for the new modern acting.
In the 1950s.
It was before then. Well, his books came out before then, but they were the ones that formed the foundation for the Strasbourg and what have you. And then people have different techniques. I personally subscribe to a technique. There's a book out there called Acting Without Agony by I think it's Don Richardson, one of a former student of Strasbourg's who could not relate to the Strasbourg method.
I was the one.
I mean, like with acting techniques, it's like it's helpful to know all of them, but like ultimately, it's like whichever one works for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, because I've seen like people who are like, I'm a method actress, and like, no, that's just an excuse for you to become a jerk. Like,
Right.
so yeah,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
like because sometimes you'll work with actors and like they don't want to like say hello or whatever, and like, what's your deal? And like, I'm a method
Uh,
actor. We're not supposed to be interacting in the play, and I'm like, we're off stage, like, but
yeah.
fine, whatever. It's like,
I saw their picture. Their headshot is like without any emotions. So did
Yeah.
not laugh.
Well, because like in the US, like they advise you to have like a commercial and a dramatic headshot. So it's like basically like two looks. So a commercial is usually like when you're like, smiling, and then like dramatic headshots, like you don't have like it's more like serious. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that you're when you get to New York, or maybe even before then, maybe you can find a good theatrical headshot person right there where you live. It wouldn't, someone who knows,
You mean a photographer?
a photographer,
A photographer. Okay.
um,
I don't
someone,
know. I don't know anybody now. I will be. Yeah.
you could, or you can wait. I mean, it's these days, it's you don't have to wait for the prints to come back. You can just go to the session and take a bunch of pictures, and then they will email you the the prints, and you can send those off.
Oh, by the way, how did you get in touch with agent?
Well, in my day, it was a lot different. I don't know how it is today.
Oh
In my
gosh, it's a
day,
lot harder. Like right now, it's like it's kind of basically like honestly, like my first day as a professional actor, I just like Googled all of the agencies in Chicago, and then like looked up how to submit to them, and then submitted all of my materials.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, like people would say like, oh, you have to be like good in order for you to like submit to an a like. I was like starting out as a professional actor when I submitted. I got like 4 yeses right away. So, because they're looking like agents are looking for looks.
ah,
Because the understanding really is like you're going to develop your acting career. Like you'll be taking acting classes, you'll be taking, but like a lot of times like for rosters, you're like, well, I don't really have like an Asian guy right now, or I don't really have like, this kind of like white person right now, kind of like that. So they want to get like as many looks as possible, because that increases the amount of like bookings that they can get for people. So yeah, and honestly, with like when you're submitting to agencies, if you didn't get into the agency that you'd like, then you submit again in 6 months, and like hey, this is what's changed with my acting career, and like blah blah. I'm still looking for representation from you guys, blah blah blah. So
so I like I need to make an
Yeah.
initiative to reach out to them
Yeah.
and do not just use the network from the campus, right?
Mm-hmm.
I doubt if they have networks about agents in the campus, on the campus. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know about that either.
I
Maybe.
Pete.
Well, I mean, like in campus, like sometimes, like on campus, like depending on like what school it is, sometimes like they would invite casting directors or like agents to like give like seminars or like master classes or something like that. So that's kind of like one of the ways that you can meet agents. But like a lot of times, like again, you're the one who's doing the legwork, introducing yourself to agents pretty much. And like I mean, like when you're submitting for the first time, you're probably not going to get like any positive like you're not going to get any answer, but like yeah, you just keep working and keep resubmitting yourself every 6 months.
And NYU being what NYU, they might have actor showcases where the school invites agents and representatives to the school to see you. In that case, and then you'll have, your photos and your resumes there, and they'll be passed out.
Mhm.
So, but it was a lot different for me. I mean, when I was there, you'd write a letter to the agent or agents, and then they would invite you, and you would submit. You'd write a letter, a cover letter, and send in your photograph and your resume. That's what you would do. And it was real easy. Today, it's a lot more difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's still the same. Like you still would submit like a cover letter, but like now everything's like electronic. So
Yeah.
except for some agencies, like some of them like still want you to submit like something physical. But yeah, it's still cover letter, headshot, and resume. Like still standard, but like at least it's easier. You don't need to buy like postage for all of them. Like everything is like you can submit it on the link on their website. Yeah.
And
And then like yeah, because there's also like different types of like agencies. There are some agencies that are not reputable. So like that's something that you have to find out too. Like in Chicago, like Nine is not reputable at all. Like do not submit because they'll be like, oh, you need to pay us like $300 for you to join. Like no reputable agency is going to like charge you money to join them. Like that's a scam right away.
Yeah, don't give don't give anybody money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're only giving money to an agent like once the agent is able to book you work. That's the only
Yeah.
time that they can make money from you. So
Yeah. I
yeah.
think that, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll be, making mistakes will also be a part of your education.
I know. There will be lots of them.
Yeah.
That's good. Don't look at them as being a negative thing. Learning is okay. Well, I learned that. Okay, check that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you also have like exclusive and non-exclusive agent. So like be kind of like careful with that too, because if you're exclusive with an agent at the very onset of your career, you're severely limiting your the amount of work you're receiving. Because technically, if you're like an exclusive talent of an agent, like you can only get auditions from them. You cannot take work from like other agencies. So I've met like too many actors who have been put like on exclusive contracts, like very early on, like they don't have any experience and they're put on like exclusive contracts. I'm like, didn't you like read your contract? Like, why are you,
Why?
So that's why they're like, 2 or 3 years on, they don't have like, they haven't booked any work because they don't have experience and only one person is submitting them. So, so kind of like watch out for that as well. So like exclusives are usually good, like if you already have like pretty big name, like people are actually calling your agent and telling you like, hey, I really want Jen. If you're like on a name, if you're like a name actor already, then sure, yeah, you can do like exclusive. But if you're not, like non-exclusive is still the way to go because you have like multiple agents like submitting your name. So
the cycle of the career, the career cycle of an actor goes something like this.
mhm.
Who is Jen Lee? Get me Jen Lee. Get me a Jen Lee type.
Yep.
Who is Jen Lee?
That's true. Yeah.
What's my type? I don't know. What's my type?
Well, see, when you're still home, you could go and meet with some photographers, have them take photos of you, bring in several different outfits and looks.
It's probably going to be cheaper to get your headshots over there than like over
maybe
here.
it would be cheaper. Maybe you could have a friend take photos of you on their phone. Just you need to know your look. What is your Jen Lee's look?
Mm-hmm.
And you can begin to explore that inexpensively now. And then once you have an idea of who you are, and no one will know that but you. And then other people will have ideas, but only you really know who you are.
Yeah. Because you'll have to know how to market yourself. Like what kind of actor are you, like what kind of roles are you like gunning for,
Exactly.
kind of thing.
How do you want to present yourself to the world? What are the many faces of Jen Lee? Let's see your happy side. Let's see your dramatic side. Let's see your comic side. Let's see, your goofy side. Are you sophisticated? Whatever.
Yeah.
Sophisticated.
Yeah.
It's all about the look. I mean,
people would say like, well, you don't want to be typecast and blah blah blah, and kind of, and like honestly, like in the beginning in this business, like you have to do like you have to do the like you have to like help the industry give you a place, if that kind of makes sense. And then like once you're already there, then you can start like branching out and everything. Like a lot of people are worried about like being typecast like early in their career. I'm like, well, why don't you book work first and then we'll talk about you getting typecast on stuff like later on, because they're afraid like they're gonna get typecast, and like, no, you need to book work first before you worry about like getting typecast. So a lot of that's like putting the cart before the horse.
Exactly. So yeah, typecasting is a good thing.
Okay. Thank you. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And those are things that I really need to watch out. Yeah.
And there will be things that people will see in you that you don't see in yourself.
I know. I know.
Mhm.
I haven't had this idea like when I was a college student, but now I get it. Yeah. Mhm.
So anyway,
Yeah. So yeah, no, but I think like this is pretty solid. It's pretty good.
yeah, good
Yeah.
solid 3 minutes.
So yeah, I think just kind of like figure out the background, because honestly, like if you're not gonna be able to do the background, I'm not gonna do the background, because that's not gonna look good for the
I
audition.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Mhm.
I haven't had this problem before because when I log in alone in Zoom and I recorded this on Zoom. So that's why I use this virtual background and I recorded and uploaded my video on YouTube. And I don't know why it, just didn't work this time. I still, that is just the similar situation that we went before when
Mhm.
we did when we did Act Your Page with Parker, and
Mhm.
there, yeah, you guys can put the virtual background, and I was supposed to do the same, but I just did not. I could not do that at that moment. I have no idea what is going
Yeah.
on, but I didn't figure that out. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do
I
this.
mean, like, yeah. I mean, it's like we're gonna have like an hour on Saturday. Well, for me, it's like Saturday morning. I'll probably put like I'll
Oh,
probably put like a filter as well, so that way, like, it kind of looks, a little bit more together.
oh,
So,
please use the first. I don't know how to say
so
it.
you want the one with the cross?
No, I mean your light.
My light.
No, the virtual background is okay. I mean the first light. Yes, this one.
This one. Okay.
Yeah.
What is this? Cinnamon? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think this one
Mhm.
is good.
Yeah. So that way it looks more together. So.
Yeah, and I will use the same. I think that's
Mhm.
I don't know how to call it. It's I, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'll use like cinnamon for that one.
Cinnamon. Okay.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, honestly, like just go through with the audition for pace, and because like it's also a networking opportunity as well. Like honestly, like if they hired you and you're like, like I mean, I think they're going to be like okay with it if you told them like, hey, I also got like acceptance from NYU.
Can
I'm
I
going
say
to
that?
NYU. I mean, it's like, because the thing is like, as an actor, like you want people to see, you want as many people as possible to see your work. So like this is like the audition is going to be an opportunity for you to show people your work, pretty much. So yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah,
You
if
can
if
think,
do not turn down an audition, like an opportunity to audition, because like it's already hard to get auditions as is, but that's an opportunity for you to like show people like what you can do.
exactly. You can
Hmm.
think of it like I suggested, if you're at school and there's an audition that comes along, but you do have schoolwork to do, and maybe you're in a production at NYU, but here's a chance for you to go out and practice what you've learned in the classroom in a
Hmm.
practical setting. And you can just say to the auditioners, look, my name is Jen Lee. I'm
Hmm.
an NYU student. I can't be in your show, but I wanted to audition for you anyway. Here's my picture and resume, and that sort of thing. But I
Yeah.
Yeah.
just wanted to do this. This is a chance for me as a student to practice in front of a
Hmm.
real, and I don't think they're going to tell you to get on, waste my time. Get on.
Yeah, like yeah,
That
they're
would be
not gonna tell you
funny.
like you're wasting our time or anything, because like and honestly, like a lot of like people like they would have like they would want to have like your headshot and your resume, because they want to keep you on file.
Exactly.
And
Mm.
again, you
Exactly.
introduce yourself by keeping yourself in people's files or in people's minds.
And
So
you see, and
yeah.
you never know. It's like, okay, not today, not now, but
Oh yeah.
you know who I am.
Yeah.
And then always follow up after the audition.
Hmm.
Thank you for the opportunity for letting me audition for you. My name is Jen Lee. Maybe enclose another photo of yourself. Um,
I mean I I'm a little bit worried. Will that be a little bit rude if I say I'm a NYU student now?
No,
No.
because you're giving them an idea of your experience, and
Yes,
you're kind of like letting them know like, hey, I'm starting from here. Watch me
yes,
go. Pretty much. So yeah, it's not gonna be, because remember, like you are marketing yourself.
yes. You're a
Yeah,
business person
that's
as
part
well
of
as
marketing yourself. Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
Okay.
You have to, yeah. So, and be sure to follow up every audition with a thank you, even if it's one at school.
Yeah.
Just say, thank you for the opportunity to audition for you, something like that.
Yeah. I usually do that by email.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
Because
That's
a lot of people usually like they're on their phones and everything. It actually like makes you stand out, because like 98% of actors don't do that. So
exactly,
mhm,
exactly. You want people to remember you,
mhm.
and a little, you
Yeah.
know, it a little polite, especially, it doesn't have to be elaborate, just thank you very much, a couple of lines, and maybe attach your photo again. I don't know.
Yeah, and like I mean, even for my agents, like if they gave me an audition, well, because nowadays like there aren't any more like in-person auditions, but usually for like in-person auditions, like after I audition, I would send a message to my agent like, hey, thank you for giving me that audition.
Yes.
But nowadays, like like since everything is self-tape, so like my agent already submits that. So
Mhm.
I'll just add on the notes like, thank you for submitting me, blah blah blah, kind of like thing. And then like after every booking, like I'll usually like write an email to my agent, like the agent who got me that job, and like, hey, this is how it went, blah blah blah, thank you again for giving me this booking, kind of like thing. So common, nice people courtesy. It's not a nice business. So like, when people see that like you're nice or appreciative, like, they're more likely to like work for you.
It's
So
another way for you to stand out. For example, one of
mhm.
the ways that I stand out in an audition setting is I have trained this cat to sit on my shoulders. And people might not like for my audition, but they'll always remember the cat. Get me that guy with the cat on his shoulders. That's the one we want.
Actually, I had an audition, but like I didn't end up like getting it for some reason. So it was for a commercial. So like the commercial was supposed to be me like carrying a baby like in front of me. So for the audition, I actually carried my cat like in front, and
Uh-huh.
they're like, oh yeah. So for the audition, they're like, so are we going to see your cat again for the audition? Like I'm gonna try. So yeah, it's like sometimes you don't know, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, that's great.
So
Yeah, that's great.
be as creative in your audition as you are in your character development.
Hmm. Yeah, and like when you're auditioning too, it's like dress up. Like I'm gonna dress up for Saturday, yeah. But like dress up like as closely as possible. Like a lot of times, like when you get auditions, they'll tell you like how to like business casual or blah 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 kind of like thing, or like this is what the client is thinking. Like dress up just like that, because you want people to envision you in the role, pretty much. So like the closer you can dress up to it, like the better. So.
Auditioners have no imagination. And
Mhm.
you've seen Van when we've done our readings. You've
Mm-hmm,
seen all the costume bits and pieces that he pulls out.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
As you go along, begin to, maybe you can take
Mhm.
some things with you, but begin to collect things.
Mm.
Yeah. Mhm. I have like an entire drawer with like, oh, there's like there's crowns and like beer bottles and everything, like jewelry. Yeah. So yeah, because like we're in the business of like suspension of disbelief. So like especially like if you're doing like virtual theater, if you're doing like self tapes now, like
Mhm.
you have to like make people believe that you are that character. That's kind of like part of it. Because like a lot of casting directors and like agents, they want to see how committed you are to your work. And when they see that, like, oh my gosh, this guy like like dressed up like for the part and everything, they would see that like this guy's like committed, like this is a guy we can trust with the role. He's going to bring in like part of him like into that. That's because like not a lot of actors are as thoughtful as that. Like the way that I think about like running an acting career, it's kind of like competing in the Olympics. Everyone's like you assume that like I assume like everyone's good, but you just need to find like those little edges that you can like edge yourself out with the other actor. Like, I mean, it's kind of like this, the same thing with, when you're going, like if you're an Olympic swimmer, like, the medals are usually decided by, tenths or hundredths of seconds, and so like we know all of these swimmers are good,
But
because
yeah.
they're in the Olympics, but like sometimes they would do something like, shave the rest of their body so they don't have like too much drag. That's going to add like point something seconds to like, so I mean, like that's essentially what that is, like being thoughtful about it, like dressing up the part, saying thank you. Those are like your little bits of like, things that you do to give yourself an edge over the other actors, because like you have to assume that like everyone else is good, but you need to be better than everyone else. So yeah.
I hate that. 100%. Yes.
I mean, the nice thing, like for example, like in Chicago, there's only like 5 Asian actors like of my age, and I'm like the youngest out of all of them. So like if they're looking for like Asian actors, like of my, I know who I'm gonna see in the in the room anyway. So so it kind of like helps as well to like know who are the, because like yeah, when you've been in theater for like in a specific town for a long time, you'll start seeing the same people over and over again. And like when you get to an audition and you're kind of like, hey, what are you doing here? Like if you know somebody in the audition, that means you're doing the right thing, because like you're seeing the people who's actually like actively like doing theater or film or like whatever in that town. Like because now you're getting name recognition. That means like people know you. So
That's good.
and if people know you, they're going to cast you because they know who you are. So that's why you have to be like a little bit more like aggressive with marketing yourself. I mean, not like in your face kind of, but yeah, if there's an opportunity for you to show your work, or an opportunity for you to connect with someone who is a little bit like up, or in the up and up, or like who's a little bit like higher in in status in the business, like yeah, take that casting director, or like director, or like artistic director, if like any, like if they have director on their name, like connect with them, give them at least a business card, kind of like thing, because that's how you get yourself like introduced, and that's how you differentiate yourself from all the other actors out there who may be in the same type as you.
And above, I know we've been throwing a lot of different ideas at you, but the most important thing above everything else, because this makes everything else possible, take care of yourself.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Eat well, sleep well. If you start not feeling well, get medical attention, because you are your instrument.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
a sick actor is not going to be able to work. It's like you hear about like these actors who are like, oh, he had to like drop out of the role because of like health problems. Like you're not going to be able to act, which means you're not going to be able to earn money as an actor if you're sick. So yeah. That's why I don't know. That's why actors who kind of like self-destruct, I'm kind of like, it's such a waste. Like people who smoke, people who drink, people who like do drugs and everything. I'm like, what are you doing? Like you're destroying your body, and like without your body, you won't be able to act.
Yeah. I was shocked. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, like there are a lot of actors who do that just because like there's a big change in their life that like had just happened, like their schedules have changed, blah, blah. There's people that they're not able to see anymore because they're like filming a lot, or but like you also have to learn how to like handle stress at that point. Like of course, like when you're an actor, your life always changes, like that's a given, like in the business. So but like that's something that you have to like cope with, or else you're going to be drinking, you're going to be like smoking, and you're going to be doing like all of these habits that kind of like destroy your body. And like because people cope with stress like differently, so you have to learn how to cope with stress like in a healthy way.
It can be a stressful business if you allow it to be. That's why Van says things like, when you go to audition, you go in, you give it all you've got, and then you forget about it.
And forget about it. Yeah.
That is the zen of auditioning.
Because there's auditions that you think like, oh, I think I'm going to get that, and then you're not going to get it. And then
Right.
there's like auditions where I'm like, oh gosh, I bombed that audition, and then they get you. So you just it's because like the only thing you can control in the casting process is like the way that you react to it. The casting choice, it really depends. Like there's multiple people. Like for example, like if you're auditioning for TV, how many people need to approve you before you can have like one line in a TV show? That's at least 10 people that have to approve you. So like you can do like the best that you can, but like say for example, if the network executive was watching it, it's like, oh, she looks like my ex-wife. I don't want her.
Exactly.
That's
And
that's not even that's not even your fault.
that's all about taking care of yourself. I mean, I know actors who were good for a role. They came in, they dressed right, but they didn't get it.
Mhm.
It had nothing to do with them personally.
It's nothing to do with them, yeah.
Mm.
And this is actually like something that like I've been told with Claire Simon and like the like my agents at like in Indianapolis. They're like you're always at like the number two, number three, pretty much. But like you like for some reason it's like you just never get picked. So but like we're just letting you know you're always at like number two, number three. So because a lot of times like the casting director has to cast like the person who would best fit that, and like you can end up like it's a good ending up in number two, number three, like whenever they're making final choices, because that means that like they know that like they can rely on you. But again, like this business is 90% projection, so but like if somebody tells you like no, you're always at like number two, number three of like our choices, you just don't make it to like number one, that's a good thing. Like if they keep calling you in, even if they haven't cast you, that's a good thing, because that means that like they know who you are, you have name recognition in that town, which means that like it's just going to be a matter of time. So yeah.
Yeah. Wanted to be acquainted with them.
Yeah. And sometimes too, like I mean, it's like it's nice to have friends in the industry and all that. So like, if you have a casting director who's like, yeah, no, I really like doing like a mutual activity together, like eating out or whatever. It's like sometimes like these people also they also want to to be just friends, and you don't have to talk about. That's perfectly fine too. I mean, they're people as well, so that's okay. Yeah. And like the casting couch is not like, yeah, it's not a requirement. Like people, honestly, like most of the people who would like sleep with producers and everything, they're sleeping their way to the middle. They're not sleeping their way to the top, they're sleeping their way to the middle, because at some point in time, like the people they're sleeping with kind of like realize like, oh, you're just using me for your career. That leaves a bad aftertaste in their mouth. They never get like recommended to go up, so they basically just end up in the middle, and they've like slept with everyone. So
That's you. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be a problem, but you want to keep an eye out for it.
It's New York, so yeah. New York and Los Angeles are usually like a lot more, because like the competition is there's a lot more like people out there. So I've heard of like actors in LA who are like sabotaging like other people's auditions too. So yeah.
And you're here to learn, and
Mhm.
you're not here to make it.
Oh yeah. Because like making it have like there's many different like definitions of making it. I mean, for me, like as an actor, like my definition of making it is like I'm working, and then before I finish this work, I already have like something lined up, and I'm never blank. That's like my definition of like making it, pretty much. I mean, for some people, making it is like I'm earning like $15 million. I'm like, sure, that's your definition of making it, but like basically like find a way on like how like making it isn't going to be like a super big pressure on you that like you get like disappointed, and then you're not happy with your career anymore just because you're not making it. So
Right.
Mhm.
And we're only telling you these things because of where you're going to be going to school. It's a big city. It's an
Mhm.
important city for theater.
Yeah.
So why not take advantage of everything they have to offer?
Mhm.
You might not get back again.
Mhm.
So
And
Yeah.
be nice to Tony voters. Yeah.
I was shocked when I was in New York City in 2016. I was, that shocked me because there was a guy and I heard a gunshot in the street.
Oh,
And
that's normal. It
yeah,
happens.
but
Like, yeah.
for me, I haven't seen it for my entire life, and my friends were shocked. They were just get
Yeah.
off the airplane at the air flight from uh where is that? Washington D.C. You know,
Mhm.
and we were there one day later, and
Yeah.
they met that first day, and we met that second day. You know, that's
Yeah.
what God, that's so yeah, and I was like, oh my God, I was in a movie.
Mhm.
But that's
Yeah.
not a good movie, you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna pick up on things pretty quickly. You know, one day you're getting off the plane, and the next thing you're eating cold pizza for breakfast. You know, and that's just
Oh,
gonna
yeah, because New York is like pretty expensive. Like I was actually surprised like the prices of food there. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, but that's why I'm like, I just want to work in New York, but like I don't want to like live there. It's a little bit expensive. But like it's a big city. There's a lot there's like a lot of like hole in the wall places that are like gems and stuff. But Levain Bakery, oh my gosh. I'm not like an endorser of this bakery, but like really good. Like if you could find like a Levain bakery like anywhere. Oh yeah, like I don't usually eat cookies, but like their cookies are like
Mhm.
amazing. Like I finished all of them already. That's why I'm like, where's the cookies? Like, they're gone.
Watch out for the toilet, for the bathroom. I cannot find that. I cannot find one bathroom in Manhattan. I mean, public bathroom. I can only find them in stores.
In
Yeah,
stores, yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
There are
even in even like downtown Chicago, I don't think you'll find like public bathrooms in there.
no.
Yeah, because I remember like that was also like my problem over there. Like, where's the bathroom? Yeah, McDonald's. But you have to buy from McDonald's or like the station sometimes have like, well, at least like the World Trade Center like station had a bathroom.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like Dim Sum Palace was really good. That was really good Chinese food.
Mm.
So yeah, like yeah, no, like the couple who like took me around was like veteran New Yorker, so they know like where the good stuff is.
Yeah, speaking of which, when I in New York, I will send you guys email and tell you
Okay.
my address. And I
Mhm.
don't know if you wanted to come here, or I can, go to your place and we will have like
Yeah.
party and gathering.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be nice. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
sure.
Are you guys all in one city?
Yeah,
Yeah, Pete and I are like about 12 hours away, so
12 hours.
yeah, to New York.
To New
Yeah,
York.
No, no,
yeah.
no.
So,
I mean, are you all in Chicago?
yeah,
Yes.
we're both in Chicago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm 5,000 north, which doesn't mean anything to you, but I don't know where we are.
Yeah, no, I'm 6,400 north right now. Well, after I
You're,
get
you're in
depending
Rogers
on like
Park.
depending on where I'm gonna end up living, it's still going to be close. Yeah, because like both of the places I made offers in are close to here. So yeah,
So you're
Ah.
close to Rogers Park, or maybe you're in.
West Ridge. Yeah. So like yeah. So I've been like so like both of the properties have like made an offer and are both in West Ridge.
Oh,
Like
nice.
I actually love this neighborhood. So
It's a
because
nice
the
area.
Walmart is close, it's like yeah. Oh my gosh, it's
That's a
like
nice.
it's just accessible to like a lot of stuff.
I think Parker is the same, right? She's
Parker is 6 hours away north of us.
Yeah,
uh,
she's in Ashland, Wisconsin,
Yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
she's originally from Baltimore, I think.
And then she lived in Chicago for a little bit, and then she kind of like ended up over there.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah. I will let you guys. I will let you guys know. Then.
Okay, that'd be good. So okay, so I'll see you on Saturday. So on my clock, that's like 7:30 a.m. Central Time. That's 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yes.
Okay, that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for
Okay.
cautions and helps and all everything.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah, that's
Thank you.
fine.
Thank you.
break a leg. You've got this,
Hmm.
and now just a matter of just doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Okay. Well, have a good night, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
Have a good day. Thank you.